Hello everyone, welcome to another session of IndieX 2020. Here with us is Mascha Camino, one of the developers of Curious Expedition 2, one of the great games we've been able to, and we have a pleasure to have as finalists in this year's edition. Mascha, how are you? Are you okay?
Good. Hi. Yeah, thanks. I'm very happy to be here and to be presenting this with you. That's very exciting,
Hello
I
everyone,
think.
welcome to another session of IndieX
Just forgot.
2020. Always forget to mute my own stream when we start. So, Curious Expedition 2, our team at Robot Chicken, we are Portuguese media, really focused on indie games, and we knew very well the first game. For one of my writers, was one of the best games he played on the year of release for the first game, and
Nice.
it was with great surprise that we watched like the second game, the sequel coming, getting live, and well, we already have Gonçalo Lopes, our great friend from Nintendo Life, saying he recalls the first game. I think everyone recalls the first game because the first game was really good. And
Yeah, I'm also a fan of the first game, actually, so I can understand.
and you started working on the second game. Is it true?
Yes, I started working on the second game, so I joined the team last year, like mid last year or early, around May, I believe. And then
Okay.
I started out like as a working student before, and then joined after I graduated from my university as then a full-time game designer on the project. Yes.
So, and how was it to join the development of a game that you were a fan of the original one, and then you'll be able to contribute creatively to its sequel?
It was so exciting. I was, of course, a little bit like overwhelmed at the beginning, like you always are when you start out in the games industry and you've never participated in a project like this before. And of course, there's some sort of like pressure you put just on yourself to be like, I want to do this good. I want to contribute in a very well way. But the team was so welcoming, and I was super happy to be there with them because they explained everything to me that I didn't know, and therefore it was a really great experience for me, and it still is. I mean, I'm learning stuff basically every day, and I couldn't wish like for a better opportunity to test my skills and to test me, and yeah, to work on a procedurally generated game.
And for those that lived under a rock or in a bunker on the last few years and don't know what Curious Expedition is and why we love it so much, that we were really happy to have the sequel presented as one of the finalists. What do you say we dive into Curious Expedition 2 that is now on it's on early access, isn't it?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
on early access since a couple of months, and we released the early access on Steam. But before, we also had an alpha, which we launched in Discord, which was super exciting because it's not so often done already.
Yeah.
And there we already built a really cool community, and they followed then to the early access.
How was
on
the
Steam.
experience of releasing the game or the alpha version on Discord? Did you feel it compensated? It was a good experience? Because I haven't heard those many studios betting on Discord for this kind of feedback.
For us, I think it was a really good experience because, of course, when you develop in your little chamber and you get feedback from colleagues or from friends or from like some people, then you always tweak stuff in the game. But like the moment that you step out and you show it to other people is a little bit like you're a little bit nervous, but it's better to do that sooner than later. And especially in our project, since it's procedurally generated, it's very hard to test every little detail. And there it was great because the community helped us track down a ton of bugs. Of course, there are still bugs in the game, but like it helped us a lot to figure very specific stuff out and to gain like positive and negative feedback from actual players. So yeah, and like we could at the same time build already a community and ask the people questions. They could contribute to the development furthermore that we were still working on. So Yeah, I think it's a really cool thing, and especially since we could integrate our bug system with the tool that we're using for project management, Codex, what is also now part of Machine Managed Company. That was really awesome. So people in the Discord could directly report bugs to our tool, and then we could sort out and like see where we go from there. So that was, I think that was the main thing that I liked.
Noon Marx is telling us something that was one of the main reasons back in the day that one of my writers considered Curious Expedition 1 the best game he played at Gamescom. The year it was showcased, I believe, in the Mega Booth, if my memory doesn't fail me. And when he reported back to the rest of the team, like, we divided ourselves and we went to different meetings, and he was telling, like, so this was the best game I played in the entire venue. And he was describing, and he was describing it. One of the arguments, the main reasons he used, it's exactly what Nuno Marx is telling us on chat right now. The iterative nature of the game is something so well explored in Curious Expedition 1, and we also felt it in Curious Expedition 2, that you always feel you're almost playing a different challenge every single turn you dive into it, you know? Mm-hmm. I know that we agreed on playing the tutorial, and the tutorial is more linear, but that's something I'd like to warn everyone that would want to buy Curious Expedition 2 on early access is, if you haven't played the first one yet, what you will notice is this kind of the different iterations you have when you start a game. It gives it a grand experience. Okay, you feel it like every single time is something new, and you learn something about the game, and you discover something about the game, and possibly you fail in a different way that you never failed before, and that's that's a really cool aspect to go. So I'm gonna hit new game, and
and we just start from there. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see where it leads us. Yeah.
I know you have a small delay. The art direction is still as good as it was on the first game.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the major changes, right? Like for in Curious Expedition 1, it was the stylized pixel art, very iconic, very beautiful. Yeah. And then we switched over it for this very
more
well-known...
illustrate.
Yeah, exactly. For the style, and of course there were some people who appreciated the old style more, but then look at this art piece. It looks so awesome, actually. Yeah, I really love it.
But the thing is, the fact that you changed your art direction doesn't mean that it lost the soul of the game. I think this fits perfectly. The pixel art fitted perfectly for the first game, and it's just evolution.
Yeah, of course, and we also wanted to differentiate more Curious Expedition 2 from Curious Expedition 1, so that was a very easy and well way to do that, I think.
So Mascha, sorry to interrupt you.
No, all good. I just wanted to say that here we can also build some very strong characters that you will then recognize very easily as a player through the game, which would be that super easy in the pixel art style we chose for Curious Expedition 1.
But artistically, I think this makes even more sense, because you trying to mimic the kind of illustration approach of 19th century books, or late 19th century, early 20th century books. So it fits really perfectly with the theme.
Like the Adventures of Tintin are very famous, and they are, of course, like one of the main inspirations for this art style.
So in this moment, we just reached land, and we have 100 points to spend, and now
it's your sanity.
Yeah, the game, for those who doesn't know, the game actually has a hex board that you notice when you try to when you move your tiles. So, and they have different costs depending of where do you want to go. Be it like beach or grasslands, you have all these kinds of information from tiles. Okay,
I think
so
actually my video frame covers that now a little bit in the stream, but like right
yeah,
below where my video is, there's always a little info box telling you this is jungle, and jungle has a base cost of this and that
yeah.
amount, and then you can plan your travels more specifically and carefully, because you always have to keep an eye on your sanity.
We just got this information that we're our currency is sanity, and we have to use it carefully among while exploring this island, and that's what we are going to do.
Let's do that.
Let's travel further
Mm-hmm.
into the island.
Yeah, here, exactly. Since we're playing the tutorial, the game will then now explain you a lot how the base game mechanics work,
Yeah.
and including sanity.
By the way, those who play this kinds of game and are afraid to misclick, you don't have this kind of problem in Curious Expedition 2, because it needs you to confirm that you want to spend those sanity points and travel to where you're clicking on. Mascha is yeah. So please.
You can also double click, I believe. You're not playing with the controller right now, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
also double click to the
Yeah.
destination, and then it will move just
Okay.
by that.
Mascha is right, and at this moment the layout covers the information. We have the information on what day we are, what's the main goal at this moment, and we also have the information that is being covered by Mascha's camera at this moment. That I didn't think about this. So what's happening now? We approached an event.
Yeah, so you found a shipwreck in this like deserted island, one of many, and you found a shipwreck, and you're supposed to move right next to the shipwreck in the radius of 1 tile, so you can go and explore it. So you don't have to click on the tile exactly, but you can click next on the tile, saving you a couple of sanity points. So
okay.
Yeah. So click one before, there, or like just before where still grass is, to the left.
And then, since we already entered the shipwreck, now we're watching the characters from another point of view. Now we have this narrative aspect. With every step we took on this strange island, we seem to encounter another mystery. And now we have the options. Should we leave the shipwreck, or should we search the ship? And of course we want to search the ship, because that's why we're here. We're adventurers. Carefully testing the rotten planks before entering, we made a thorough inspection of the ship. After the time, we found several items of value. And we can take everything.
Yeah, you can. Your inventory is still rather empty, so you can take everything.
So we have a dead end, and now the tutorial is suggesting that we can use dynamite.
That we just found, right? Yeah.
And we're going
so for me, like I'm a little bit behind, so
yeah, I know.
I think I can tell where you are.
I'm just spoiling the gameplay. Nuno is telling something true that I think everyone that's familiar with Curious Expedition would agree, that it's very hard to showcase this game even on a stream, because the game is so multi-layered in terms of gameplay and in terms of the length of the mechanical loop, that sometimes you feel like there's something that is lost in translation, that only when you are playing firsthand you can discover all those layers. Don't you feel that?
Yeah, and I also think it very much varies between the different player types. Like, if you are a player that likes to discover more and talks a lot to natives, and I don't know, doesn't go to shrines very often, or if you are more of that type of like the treasure hunter and you want to take everything and find everything, and then you always have different experiences in your playthroughs. But that's also what makes it so unique and so interesting to talk about with other people who play the same game, because you all have your very unique and personal experience, basically. And the choices you make influence, of course, the game as well.
Do you guys in the team play lots of board games?
Yeah, I think we do. I mean, not each and every one of us every week or something, but For example, I play a lot of board games with friends and a lot of pen and paper and so on. So yeah.
Because Curious Expedition, I always felt that it resounded to these public board games and RPGers, because it has a specific rhythm, isn't it? It has this for people, for example, that are used to fighting fantasy books or even board games, these kinds of exploration where your decisions will have impact on the outcome. It's not an action game. It's a more it's a game for you to relax.
Narrative.
Yeah, you take your time, you play, you choose your. For example, I stopped here because we had our first indigenous contact in Curious Expedition 2, and we had two possibilities. And I think you can also check what kind of players. I don't know if you have. Well, all playthroughs are different because of the iteration aspects, but I think it's cool to if you check what kind of players choose what kind of options. For example, here you could either do what we know historically happened with the colonizers, like boasting your own superhuman features, or just saying the truth. And then we had this opportunity to contact these indigenous people and tell them, yeah, we're friendly. We're not like superhumans.
Yeah,
and let's see.
true.
I don't know if this will help me or not, but yeah, I decided to do this.
Yeah, we also display the standing you have with the natives on the right. And there you will also see how they react when you gain negative standing or when you go ahead and raid their shrines and so on, because they will not be pleased.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's understandable.
What happens when my sanity points get depleted?
When they get to 0?
Yeah.
Then we have like a special kind of events that we play. And these are very horrible, actually. You will see all the all the difficulties an expedition brings with it, and it will show you how dangerous it is, how it affects you as a team and the other party members, what you will do. And I don't want to spoiler anything, but of course there will be fires, there will be paranoia, there will be cannibalism and all the good stuff.
Can I ask you a mechanical decision? For example,
yes.
I have this fog of war. Okay.
Yes.
And the interface allows me to choose the tile before the fog of war because, of course, I don't know what kind of terrain it is. It might be a mountain and I can't traverse it.
Yes.
Did you think about, for example, allowing me to point to a tile that is hidden, and if I get into a wall or an obstacle, to stop my movement and saving my sanity points?
I mean, of course, that's always an option. But on the other hand, then we want to also capture the feeling of exploring something, right?
Yeah.
And when you are like, let's just pretend that you're an actual explorer walking somewhere and you know like the vague direction of where the village is supposed to be, then there will be no waypoint to be set to just reach the village, and then you will be interrupted midway because you took the wrong way or something. So we wanted to give the player the opportunity to then find it out himself, and sometimes that will be the wrong decision and you will end up in a closed area or something, and then you will have to go back and deal with with what you just discovered, basically. But you know, sometimes those design decisions, they work very well in one direction but also have like deficits in other directions, so it's a little ambiguous when you choose what.
Two things I'm noticing here. We haven't talked about it, but I think the tutorial will speak about this later. One of them is the fact that we already have 4 experience points. We can look at on the top left of our screen, and we have the possibility of managing our party, our trek.
Yeah. Yes.
And we'll be able to upgrade or giving them some specialties, isn't it?
Yeah, because each character holds a couple of dice, And when you upgrade them, you also upgrade their dice, and those dice will be will come handy in combat situations or in those dice challenges that you also saw already when you were looking through the shipwreck. And yeah, depending on which of the characters uh, you want to upgrade, then you will see which dice they bring with them. And then you can decide, oh, I need more blue dice, I need more red dice, more green. I noticed that I'm lacking this or this sort of dice. And that's basically the difference.
Another thing, we know we have a 2 standing with this tribe, and we have 4 options. 3 of them are locked.
Yes.
One of them requires me to have 3 of standing, which I do not have. And Rest in Village has a symbol of -2 in standing.
Yeah. So usually this isn't locked. This is just locked because it's a tutorial village, and you are free to leave the village at any other point. Just because this time it's a tutorial, and Rest in Village -2 means that resting in a village will cost you 2 standing.
Okay.
Because you're staying with the villagers and kind of annoying, and maybe they want to get rid of you at some point, but -2 standing is the price for that.
Mechanically, you would need us to spend something for the outcome of resting our players. It's that, isn't it?
Yeah, and now you can trade to higher your standing, so -2 standing doesn't hurt so much, basically.
Okay.
Yes.
Offer extra items to get to 3 standing. Okay. Okay, we have the choice of trading 1 or trading a stack. So let me see. I'll offer chocolate.
Now, you should also keep in mind, because I don't see your barter screen yet, but I think you should always keep in mind to at least have some chocolate over, because chocolate is one of the items that gives you sanity back if you're not resting. And then, for example, dynamite is something you use not so often as chocolate, but of course, trading some chocolate will be fine too. And in the area down over the cancel button, you see the thresholds you need to reach to get the extra standing.
Okay, and this is cool because you're actually balancing it live. So if I offer something and I request something in return, my standing with the tribe will go forward or backwards.
Ah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because of course you can use this opportunity to just barter as well, and to get some cool items by the natives. So you don't have to go back again and be like, oh yeah, and then I want to trade again or something. So yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm happy. I already have a possibility of 3 standing, and I have an escape hook.
That sounds good.
A good Pokemon reference, by the way. Okay, Gonçalo Lopes is just saying, yeah, we can take this home as a good message for life. Always carry chocolate and dynamite. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if police would agree with the second part of your sentence, but yeah, who knows? Just go to the subway and take dynamite with you and see for yourself. Okay, so I reached a deal with the natives.
Perfect. They seem to like you.
Yeah, and now I can meet with the ruler because I already have the required 3 standing to... Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I would strongly advise you to do that.
Can I ask you what the game is being developed in Unity? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I certainly
and here...
Go. Sorry.
Sorry?
No, I was just reading reading aloud. You were saying?
Ah, yes. I was just saying that the village that we see here now is one of 4 different village types we have in the game right now. So you won't always see the same village. It depends on what kind of island you've reached, and therefore which tribe you will encounter on that specific island. I think that's really cool.
Do we, when we rest, we get the full bar for sanity, or is it a fixed number?
No, not entirely.
Okay.
There are certain modifiers where you will get more sanity. For example, when you have someone in your party that has a special perk that will gives you more sanity when reaching in villages, or one gives you a perk when you get more sanity when you reach outside. Yeah, that's where it's tied to, basically. Oh yeah, the ritual dance.
And I just
Nice.
succeeded.
Way, very good. Perfect. Yeah, so here in the tutorial, we are still polishing a lot of stuff, basically, so to get more animations, beautiful fades, and all that kind of stuff. And that is also one of the things where it was very helpful to get input from the community and to play test as well with them, you know, so you could see where people are struggling and what do they not understand and what looks a bit wonky or stuff like this. So there's still an ongoing polish train over the game.
I don't know. Of course, we won't get to game over in this tutorial. What happens when we fail our expedition?
In the tutorial, you mean?
No, after on the full release. What happens when we fail?
Okay. It kind of depends. You can already, when you notice that you will not like reach your goal, you can abort the expedition and travel back to Paris, which is our hub world, which we introduced different than in CE1. Or when you die, you will then get also back to Paris and be able to select a new explorer. Or you can try not to die and eat a lot of chocolate.
Well, guys, don't forget, this is the message to take. Try not to die and eat a lot of chocolate.
Yes, exactly.
So I'll now leave because I know you have a small delay, but I decided to rest one additional night to recover 30 additional points of sanity. So I will leave now because I'm okay with 70 sanity points. Okay.
And here because I just saw your overnight resting screen, you can also right click if you don't want to wait the full circle, because you know when you rest often after another, then sometimes it's a little too long to wait. So yeah, you can leave, and then I'm very sure that you will find other places to rest again.
Okay, so I'm going north of the island because it's an area I haven't explored yet.
Yeah. And also right now you are in a sort of biome type, which is grasslands.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is these biomes you see are also procedurally generated. So we kind of build environments where, which is like the closest it comes to the level design in this game, where we decide, here in this area there should be more mountains, or there should be a higher possibility for jungles to spawn or whatsoever, because then we can also scale the difficulty of the maps while players are traveling and so on, and while they are progressing in the game.
But how does the game interact with this? Like, you have an assortment of different types of tiles / biomes, and they have a difficulty associated with each tile.
Yeah, we have a difficulty which is tied to the biome types, basically. So I could say I make a really hard grasslands biome, and I put in there a lot of mountains and a lot of jungle, because it's more expensive to walk through jungle, for example. And then our difficulty level is tied to the progression of the player, like in which year is he and what level does the track have, and a lot of stuff that's happening in the background.
When you I haven't checked of course I haven't checked the full release version, but how can I manage it in terms of the challenge I expect from the game? Like, if I'm already too comfortable with one mode of difficulty, can I ask the game to procedurally generate a more challenging version of a playthrough?
So in the beginning, you will see that if we reach, of course, the end of the tutorial in time, then you will be guided to a screen where you can select your difficulty level, and you could say, okay, I'm looking more for the narrative experience here and not so much for the crazy challenge. Or you want like the normal, medium, or you want to be like super hardcore and you just want to get all the enemies thrown at you and fire sprawls and all that stuff. I see that you are encountered hyenas now. gotta say that I really like how angry they look, but also how amused at the same time.
Just like every single hyena I ever spoke with in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we have buffs. I believe we will have debuffs for enemies too. We have different kinds of attack because each character has their own dice pool, as we saw on the track management screen, isn't it?
Exactly, because they are different classes. Like if you are an explorer, if you are a translator, for example, you will have different dices than a scout, for example. And then they will have different attacks on their dice. And they always have like a dice for their character. And whenever they are holding a weapon in a hand, then they will get additional dice through that as well.
Do I always have a reroll or not? Every single round I have a reroll available?
Yes, but only one. And then of course there are some potions that give you an extra reroll, or a character brings with him an extra reroll or something, but per default it's or by default it's one reroll per round for you. Yeah.
Okay, something cool. We already know what they are going to do next. Do we have some interruption actions down the road?
Interruption actions? What do you mean?
Yeah,
sorry,
like,
for me you're still in combat, so.
Yeah, and I'm still I'm asking in combat. Will we have some dice actions that allow me to interrupt the enemies? Yeah, like that. Interrupt them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, there are a couple of dice, and you will see that when you level up your characters, that they get also stronger dice.
Oh, I just noticed that. What's his name? What's her name? Primarosa Jolie.
Yeah.
She has a 25% chance of stunning. So let's see if...
Yeah. And this chance increases, basically, whenever you level her up.
Okay. And
of course, also the enemies, or some of the enemies, also have dice to stun you.
Why does Victoria has 2 dice? Her base dice pool has 2 combat dice, is it?
Because she is also holding a spear.
Oh,
it gives her the extra dice.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So every weapon you're holding gives you an extra dice, or if it's a shield, it will give you an extra dice. There's also like a parrot you can have equipped on your hand or on your arm, and that will also give you an extra dice, an extra attack, and then also different and new combo possibilities. Yeah, well done, you managed.
And I just leveled up.
Nice.
And the Primarosa just... oh, so this experience pool is shared by all characters. Yeah, didn't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's also like... It went through many iterations for us to decide, should they all share it? Should we make it individually or whatsoever? But in the end, it's like the nicest player experience if it's just one pool, and then you can decide.
Because if they die, everything you invested on them...
yeah,
decisions.
It will be lost. Yeah.
Decisions. Okay, so this character is now stronger. Search camp.
Cool.
Does poison status keeps after combat, or it gets
it should get removed.
Okay.
But they are injured, as you can see in the post that one of your party members has, that she's a little bit injured. And the injury can result into an infection, and then it will make her sicker.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's dangerous, basically.
And now I am encumbered, and I should remove something.
Yeah, here also it went over an iteration, because this box is really very much, basically. So you could throw away something. So, for example, you could like throw away... Did you just throw away your diary?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, it's your decision, your call. You can throw away the diary, it's fine.
I trust my own exploration instincts to be able to find it without the diary.
Yeah. You will write your own history, when you come back. So
here I am.
And you can see that whiskey is also a sanity item, which you can then consume to regain sanity.
What's the backfire chance?
Does it say in the info box? I'm not entirely sure right now.
Yes, it says backfire chance 0.1.
Okay, that means that, of course, when you drink a lot of whiskey, and you also give the whiskey to the track members, because the narrative behind it is that you're all then sharing a couple of whiskeys together, is that one of your track members can become an alcoholic through drinking all the time. Yeah, and that's not so good. Because then at some point they will want more whiskey and more, and maybe you don't have any, and then they get angry.
Cool.
Ah, yeah. Here at the waterfall, you could. It's so interesting what you throw away. I love it.
Well, if I need to survive having a shiny silver vase, won't get me any.
That's completely right. Yeah. So here Mala is telling a story to the other track members, and they're listening and they're having a good time at the campfire. Yeah, and here it would be like a situation where they maybe drink whiskey, which we can't see, and then one of the track members is like, "Oh my goodness, I need this every day now," and you're like, "Oh no," and yeah, you know.
Let's go.
So cool, you rested 82. That's a very good sanity.
And people can see it, but we're now on day 94 of our exploration. And we are approaching this structure that we just found.
What is this?
Maybe it's in the diary what it is, but I dropped it, so yeah, who knows?
You won't know.
Who needs maps?
Yeah.
Calmer worries, okay. Oh, now, yeah, I have a small event I have to call Dogefiju, and let's see if
Yeah, she's worried.
And I failed.
You could have also bribed her if you didn't want to do the challenge.
I'm overburdened now because she left my.
Oh yeah, that's too bad.
Let's see something that looks really useful, but it isn't, and I can throw away.
I think before you throw something away, you could also like eat some more stuff. You know, if you decide you want to throw out chocolate or something. Please don't.
No.
Then you could then also eat it.
Can I get sick by eating raw meat?
No, no, you cannot get sick by that. It just is such a little bit of sanity that you get. And we also have a character class that is a cook that could cook the meat for you, and then then you regain more sanity through it.
Let's approach the altar. Okay.
And yeah, I think the next item, if you have to drop another item, I think you could definitely drop the water, because the water is one of the things.
Spoiler alert! Oops.
Oops. Because yeah, you're good in the tutorial without water. I'd say that.
Okay, so now I have to escape.
Oh no, she runs in the other direction. Escape to your ship. Yeah, it's a long way to go, and the fog is rising.
Something curious. Okay. Before I ate my chocolate, I didn't have enough sanity points to reach my ship, so it showed
the red skull, right?
the red skull with minus 20%.
Yeah. So that means that if you would walk there without like having the additional sanity, there's a 20% chance for a no sanity event to trigger. And yeah, as I said, these events you wanna avoid. I mean, on your way you could also stop on the waterfall again and then rest there, but then you would risk to be stuck in the fog. And I don't know what's worse, you know? Zero sanity or to be stuck in the fog.
Do you know what would be a huge irony? Would be to stop trying. Oh no, there's a spider.
Oh no.
A huge irony would be like to run to my ship, and then a pop-up event would come and say, "Oh, this feral beasts are here. We should appease them with meat, like the one you just dropped before." Yeah, it would be really cool.
Yeah, and as you can see, the spider is really something.
She has prevents one attack next turn. Okay. But I have also a stun. Select a die with the same color. So, okay.
To boost it.
Yeah, this boosted attack is now much stronger. Okay.
Hi, Johannes is also in the chat. I didn't see that. Please don't. Nervous laughter. Yeah, hi, Johannes. Exactly. Yeah, when I said please don't throw away the chocolate. Yeah. This boosted attack is now much stronger.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it's done now. Finish the combat and don't forget
Perfect.
to use your boosts. Okay. So if I combo 2 die of the same color, they boost each other. It's like I have to waste one of them. I have to spend one of them and not use it to boost. Is that the correct mechanic?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
But often it gives you the benefit, you know, if you have like a rather weak dice, or for example, one is like a healing dice and none of your characters needs healing right now.
Yeah, I can spend it.
Then you can always, you know,
Yeah,
use
yeah.
it for boosting still. Yeah.
And round. This time spider is poisoning my people. Gonzalo is suggesting for me to. Did I just assume the spider's gender? I guess I did. Sorry. Sorry, Nun.
I guess you did. I mean, in this case, it could be a mother spider.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Nun just assumes it like this. It's a powerful spider, so it's a female spider. Well, my roll was really crappy.
Yeah, that's one of the things that happens when you roll with dice, I guess.
So yeah, I have a reroll left, and I will reroll the other. Okay. Let's do Haymaker, and let's heal Victoria.
Yeah, she's not looking too good.
No, you love this game, and so do I. So it's a great game. By the way, when is it predicted for Curious Expedition to be fully released? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, we announced it just a couple days ago that we're planning to release it early next year.
I think I just got extra points because my wife Anna just said nice save for that female spider comment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I roll. And this was a dice pun.
Yeah, perfect. We have a couple of team members in our in the Machine Mensch team that would really appreciate that joke right now. They
Really?
are like, yeah. I'm still rooting for Lorenzo and Johannes to write a dad jokes book. So it's a gift.
Gonzalo is asking something that he obviously asks every single presentation because he buys every single game that gets released on Switch. Will Curious Expedition 2 be released on Switch?
I am not entirely sure if I can answer this.
Okay.
Best is to join our Discord and ask the question there, because there are more qualified people that have track over which platform we will release.
Let me check. Okay, I'm going to boost.
Also, Curious Expedition 1 just got released a couple of months
Yeah,
ago.
Gonzalo just sent the direct link for people to buy on Nintendo. Thank you, Gonzalo.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye, Spider.
It was a tough fight. Monster spider.
Oh, so now we have fog around our ship, and I have 22 sanity points, and I'm going to spend 17, so I think everything
I
is
would
okay.
just say eat a lot of chocolate, drink a lot of whiskey, and reach the ship. Because you know.
Insanity event. Yeah, I just... Oh, okay. I should have waited before. Okay, the music is really bleak, so I believe this won't be a positive thing happening.
Da-da-dum.
I could not let my people die here.
Yeah,
I won't let you die here. And yeah, they didn't die, and I escaped.
Nice. Well done.
The
She's
dark
also
fog,
very determined in her head-shaking animation.
the dark fog roiled behind us as we scrambled aboard the ship. The captain hurrying to set her in motion.
Yes! Well done!
Could I fail the tutorial?
I mean, failure is very, you know, personal, right? So, no, you cannot really fail a tutorial.
Ah, damn it. I escaped and I got 5 experience points. So now we're in Paris. The great machine I had found. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's what you were telling me about. I can choose the difficulty of the next playthrough,
okay.
like tourist, adventurer, or lunatic.
Yes, lunatic.
Yeah. Do you? I'll try the medium just to check. You have death.
Yeah, I would advise going for lunatic right away.
Death consequences. There are always more explorers. After death, restart the current year with a new party. So I have 3 options: restart expedition, wipe year, or wipe campaign. So
exactly.
What does this mean? Like restart expedition? Like we
if you restart the expedition, you will be set back to the beginning of the island where you died on, basically. So you can then decide, okay, I want to try this island again with the same party that you have. You could restart the campaign or wipe the campaign, where then it will give you like the full restart with other characters and so on, or wipe the year, which will set back your current year reward, basically. Yeah, because you will start in Paris in 18. I have a problem with like where I twist the numbers all the time, but you start in 1868. Yes. No, that's wrong. 1886. Damn, I have a problem with this.
And I just noticed we can. Anna is asking, eat a lot of chocolate and drink a lot of whiskey. Where do I sign? I think in Curious Expedition 2.
Yes, exactly.
Remember the dynamite. Gonzalo never forgets the dynamite. So we can now regenerate the characters, but I think there will always be these 2 classes, is it? And anthropologist and big game hunter.
No, that's not true. Over time, you will be able to play even more character classes, but first you have to... here, the right one that you... He can...
Can I save one and regenerate the second one?
No. Okay. It will always regenerate both of them.
Okay.
And right now you can only choose between the anthropologist and the big game hunter, but you will change their visuals and also change who they bring with them.
Yeah. Okay. I know we're getting to the... I think Johannes is making fun of your...
Those English numbers, that makes me laugh all the time. Yeah, damn, I also have some problem in German. I don't know. It's really ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so as you can see here, the setting is like a beautiful Paris grounds, the grounds of Exposition Universelle, and you are right at the time before this exposition, and you are one of the people that want to contribute to the Exposition Universelle and bring back all the cool stuff that you find on the islands to be then displayed there and watched by thousands and thousands of visitors, basically.
So you can only take one person with you, isn't it?
Right now, yes. I mean, after you returned again to Paris, then you can go back again to the tavern and see maybe if you can recruit another person. And then also remember, of course, you only have like 5 slots that are free for people to join your party. Yes.
Anything, I love the scene for choosing the characters. I also think that the art direction is so solid. So the palette actually reminds me of French-Belgian comics like Tintin and Black and Mortimer, and it's really cool. I like the new approach. I think it resounds with the evolution of the actual game. I like the pixel art, but well, now I see this in this art style, and I wouldn't go back, to be honest. And do you guys have any question to Mascha or to the rest of the Maschinenmensch? Did I say it right? Hope so.
Yes,
studio. Do you have any curiosity about Curious Explorer 2? It's a great game. It's one of those games, you know, you start playing and you can easily make it your go-to game for short playthroughs. Like you can play this and then you can stop and go, well, have dinner or something. I think it's perfect for this kind of approach, this relaxing approach.
Yeah. And you're like not forced to do anything. You can explore by yourself or do a story expeditions, because that's also something we have new in Curious Expedition 2, which is very different than in Curious Expedition 1, is the overarching narrative we built.
Yeah.
And also building up the hub world in Paris and see how it actually develops, how the Eiffel Tower is brought to life, basically. And after a couple of years that you spend overseas exploring those islands, the curious islands, and see what changed, and also encounter then the people back again, and the explorer clubs, of course, as well, that are also new in the game. That's so cool.
Mechanically speaking, let me ask you something, because of course I was playing the tutorial. When you play expeditions, does the game automatically saves the turn you're in when you start it? Like if I'm playing, I just finished my turn, the game will automatically save and I can just leave the game and resume from wherever turn I was?
You can manually save, and you can also make special save slots. And I think that's very convenient to try out things, of course, and then to go back. And you can also save different tracks that you had.
What do you mean by special slots? Like I can have several save states for the sim expedition? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a cool. If you choose something you're not happy with, you can try to look for the other outcome, just reloading another save. Yeah. So everyone.
And what we sorry.
No, yeah, cool, yeah.
Just one more thing I also wanted to add. Since I said before, we have the school Discord server and the community there, we built something up with the explorer clubs that we have, because we have 3 types of explorer clubs representing 3 different nations. There's the Taishi Academy, then we have Lux Labs, and then we have the Avalon Society, yeah. And there people can choose which club they want to belong to. And every week, if I'm not mistaken, we throw out a challenge, a club challenge you can participate in. And if you are in the Explorer Club or collecting points for the Explorer Club that's winning, you get a little hat, and it's a little cute cosmetic we have in the game. And it's very funny when people then like post a screenshot of their character with the hat. That's very cute.
So you're building something outside of the game that also actually resounds inside of the game. Is it like you're creating this real life communities and clubs? Yeah, that thematically makes sense for the period the game is in. So everyone has an additional question for Mascha, because it's sad that we have to go. I would actually just play my exploration campaign now, but I have to do another streaming session for another game. Does anyone have a question for Mascha? Don't forget, the game is already available on Steam at this moment in early access. It's $16.99 at this moment. For those who doesn't have the first Curious Expedition, I don't know how you don't have it, but you can also buy the bundle of the 2 games at this moment.
It's a little cheaper.
Yeah. So, Mascha.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was really great to be here and to see you also play the game. That was really fun. Thanks.
Yeah, and make I will not call it stupid, because I don't want to feel bad. Some strange decisions in terms of inventory. Yeah. Mascha, thanks a lot for being with us. Please congratulate the entire team at Machine Mensch for the huge. The first game was great. It looks like Curious Expedition 2 will be even greater, and I love the art style. I love how detailed the game is already in this moment of early access. Congratulations. Thank you for submitting your game to IndieX 2020, and we hope that since the game is still on early access, that we will be able to have you in person next year in Lisbon, showcasing your game at the physical edition of IndieX. That would mean the pandemic already went away.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that would be wonderful, of course.
yeah, it would be great to have you guys here showcasing Curious Expedition to the Portuguese public. Okay, Mascha, thanks again for
Thanks
being
a
with
lot.
us.
And thanks everyone in chat as well for watching. And
Thanks
I
everyone.
hope you have a great rest day.
Thank you.